used this recipe for several years, and it's easy. It's a winner. You go to a covered dish supper, you're going to find the green bean casserole. This is a little different because it's very step oriented. There are certain ingredients that you can leave out. There's some flexibilities there, but on the whole, everything really complements one another, and it's safe to store and reheat. I'll talk about how to cook the vegetables leading into combining all of them so that they're not soggy. So let's get started. So I cooked some green beans. This is maybe like 4 cups of green beans and some chicken stock. And I'm gonna drain them. Let's see here. This, oh, it's really heavy. All right, so we're gonna leave the green beans there to drain, and we're gonna start with the onions. So you put, I don't know, maybe 1/3 of a stick of butter into a pan. Turn it on. Okay. That look like 1/3? That's 2/3, isn't it? Let's do, here we go. Okay, and just like my mom, I love leaving butter on the countertop so that it's nice for bread and toast and, oh gosh, just all good sorts of things with some creamy butter. And last Christmas, one of my real good friends here, Dave, gave me a French butter dish, and it matches my large Dutch oven. But you fill it with water, and you put some nice fresh cream, and then it stores upside down and creates a seal so that no air gets to the butter and it stays fresher longer. Okay. So let's get this butter going. This is really, with the green bean, you want fresh. I mean, someday, I'll use a canned green bean, but today I have the pleasure of cooking with fresh green beans, and you don't want to overcook them. You really want to make sure that they still have some body, because remember, it's a 2-part process with this. You're going to be cooking them in the chicken stock, and then you're going to be entering them to the oven to reheat them essentially with the other ingredients. So we're going to add some onions. Now, one of the challenges that I have, my poor mom, she's probably very uninterested in this story, but I cannot for the life of me figure out which onion we are supposed to use with which dish. For example, they have yellow onions, sweet onions. They have white sweet. They have Vidalia. How do you know which to use with cold dishes like tuna salad, or which ones do you use in cooked dishes or sauteed dishes? What about grilled onions? So if anyone on the phone knows particularly how to use onions and which ones, indulge me. Right. Back to the pot. We're getting this nice and going.
Now, you're something you be able to tell us.
I have no idea. I know that these are white, sweet onions, And you do want to be cognizant of how much onions rather, you're using with this particular recipe, because we're going to talk a little later about the Paula Deen's house seasoning, and it includes onion powder. Then we're going to add fried onions. So if you're not an onion lover, you might want to think about all the different ingredients for this particular dish. So we're going to just saute these onions just until they're translucent. Pull that flavor out, but you don't want them to be mushy. And it's the same for the mushrooms. And I like mushrooms. Okay, well, that's cooking. So how's everybody doing? Let's start with, we have, oh, hey, Kathy, how's it going? Good to see you. So the lines are, hi, yeah, oh, we're kind of Zoom experts, aren't we, at CMS?
Yeah, and I'm going to have my husband and son pop in to watch you.
Excellent.
So, yeah, we're delighted to be here. So,
thank you.
Get my, Wayne, this is Matt. We work together with Sandra. He's cooking.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Matt and Dan are, Wayne and Dan are watching you too.
Okay, well, thanks for letting me borrow the lady of the house on a very important day.
Yeah. And that's
She
Dan.
needs all the help she can get.
Dan, wave to Mr. Matt. Okay.
Hey.
When it comes to cooking.
Hey, Kath.
Yes,
Hi.
thank you.
Kathleen.
Hi. Hi.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. You too. Hey, I'll take myself so you can keep cooking.
Excellent, thanks. Yeah, we're gonna go back and check on these onions and mushrooms. Oh yeah, that's great. Let's give these green beans a stir. Make sure they're draining. You wanna get all that liquid out. Oh yes, okay. Now, again, my recipe is a little bit larger than her recipe that's available online. So I am doubling it. Really, it's about a time and a half. So then you're gonna take a can of Campbell's cream of mushroom soup and just add it into the mixture. All right. Get the heavy duty spatula for this one. So the green beans are good and strained. You're gonna add those directly to the pot. Now I'm doing a little cheating. I like being a bachelor. I tend to use cookware that doubles as bakeware. This makes a little bit less room, mess in the kitchen. But one thing that I do love when you're having just 2 to 4 guests is to have individual servings. So this is a little soup pot that's safe in the oven, and putting it there. Oh, I'm forgetting a very important ingredient. Oh my goodness. The house seasoning. So if you look online, Paula Deen's recipe for the house seasoning is huge. It's 1 cup of salt, 1/4 onion powder, 1/4 garlic powder, and then the optional, black pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. And then the onion powder is optional. So garlic is a necessity and black pepper is a necessity. And obviously this salt is the majority. But if you take that ratio, it's a 4-to-1 ratio. So for me, I had 4 tablespoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and I did add a touch of onion powder. Did I say onion twice? So I am one that I do like to try something before I add more salt, because the chicken stock is salty. And then when I boiled, boil the green beans and the chicken stock. So I am a little sensitive to salt. So I usually like to taste you know, a green bean, just to see if it's, see, yeah, that's the best bean I've ever tasted. I don't know if I'm going to add any more seasoning to that. That is really delicious. So let me come back over here. So people tend to add, they'll top their green bean casserole with a buttered cracker or breadcrumbs or the little onions, the fried onions. Today, we're going to fold them in into the green bean casserole. So, and this, the recipe that you find online and that I had for print when you logged in, is just 1 can of the Funyuns or the fried onions. And what Wegmans sells a large, you know, it's like 1.5 cans. And so that's what I like to do, because we're going to be doubling the recipe today. And y'all, that is it. That is it. So you put this in the oven, 350 degrees. Don't add any cheese just yet. You're going to make sure that it comes to a boil and all the seasonings and all the tastes are coming together. And then you're going to add cheese on top, and you melt the cheese. And that is Paula Deen's green bean casserole. I hope you all enjoyed today's demonstration. This is my first time cooking for people, and it was a lot of fun. So we have just a handful of people, about 10 on, and you're welcome to ask any questions or to make any comments. Just make sure you unmute your line.
This is great fun, Matt. I love it. I'm old and I never cook, and I'm trying to learn. Today I'm making my first pumpkin pie ever.
Hi. Okay.
So anytime you do this, send it to me, because I love watching. You know, my husband loves the green bean casserole, but just watching you do something different with it than the standard stuff we do is really fun.
Excellent.
Anytime, if you can keep this going, I'd be thrilled. I mean, you probably do, but I love watching it.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yep, you could be on TV. Yeah.
All right. Well, also, if you're too shy to talk, or if you want to just email me and I can give you the recipe, or make sure that you find it online, and make sure that you ask any questions that you need answered. I'd be happy to help. So that's it for the demonstration. Thanks, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.